Can we have some team news, please? Is it definite that Willian and Pedro are out, and what about Oscar?
Well, I don't have many news. I select every player for the game because we have doubts, and I don't want to be tomorrow in a situation where during the warm-up somebody doesn't have the best feelings, and we have lots of players in this situation. William is not even an option, but Pedro, Falcão, Oscar, let's see what happens.
So not definitely ruled out, but possibly not.
No, not definitely out. Let's see.
In terms of the changes that you made to the team for the Champions League game this week, did any of the guys that you brought into the side do enough to make you think about starting this
Sure.
weekend? Were you impressed with those performances?
I like the team. And I like the dynamic. I like many individual performances. So of course, yes.
One of the players who's had a little bit of criticism recently is Branislav Ivanovic, who over a few years has been one of Chelsea's most consistent performers. How would you describe his current form at the moment, and if that has dipped, do you believe he can get back to the high levels that he's consistently set?
Well, you don't see me being critic with him, so I don't think the question is for me, because I'm not making individual analysis or trying to isolate individual players from the context. You do that, I don't do that, or I try not to do that. And in relation to Branislav, I was able till now for not to make any individual analyze, separated, isolated from the context team, and the context team is the most important thing.
It's also been suggested in the media that he is obviously out of contract at the end of the season and perhaps fighting for his Chelsea future. Does that kind of apply to everybody in every club, that they will always have to perform, stay where they are?
Again, this is something that you read because somebody wrote it. Not me, not the club, not any information about it. So.
What was the impact of the victory around the training ground this week in terms of the mood, the spirit, the morale?
Yeah, the quality of the training sessions, no impact, because the quality, the intensity, the concentration, the professionalism doesn't depend on winning or losing or happiness. So exactly the same, but easy to see some better faces. Easy to feel a different atmosphere because it's normal.
In terms of games against title rivals, is that where the title is truly won and lost, and perform against?
Look, two seasons ago we won every match against the title contenders, and we were not champions. So I think it's important because somebody wins means that somebody loses points. I think it's important, obviously, but it's not crucial.
How serious a threat do you see Arsenal to you defending the Premier League title?
I don't go in that direction. I just go in the direction of the match tomorrow. A match that I want to isolate from every context. Doesn't matter our fantastic record against Arsenal. Doesn't matter that I think 7 or 8 matches in the Premier League they don't beat Chelsea. Doesn't matter they beat us in the Charity Shield. It's a match that I want to isolate from every possible context. It's just a Chelsea-Arsenal, and it's a match that we want to win. If it's a friendly, pre-season friendly against Arsenal, we want to win. Charity Shield, the same. So I want to isolate from every context. It's just a match that we want to win.
Why is it important for you to do that?
Because it's a match. because it's a match. And in this moment, if we are looking to the table and if we see where we are and we know the distance we have in relation to the top of the league, I don't think that helps us. So the best way to do it, and the competitions I think are helping us on that, because in this moment we are playing competitions at the same time: Champions League, Premier League, Wednesday, Domestic Cup, then Premier League again, then Champions League in Porto. I think this helps us because it's easier to forget one competition and to focus in one match, and the match is Arsenal.
With that in mind, is it also good then, and would you like everyone here to apply that kind of logic to Petr Cech's return? Don't think of it as a guy coming back who was a great servant to the club, will get a great reaction from the fans. Just think of it as an opposing goalie you want to score past.
You know, for me, until the game finish, is exactly what it is. Is exactly what it is. After the game, it's not the same to meet Petr Cech in the tunnel or to meet Ospina or Chesney or some of these guys where I don't have a special connection. But if anybody could have a doubt, I never had a doubt. But if anyone of a Chelsea fan with a different perspective of what football is, he thought that Petr Cech against Chelsea would open the goal and let us win. I think in the Charity Shield they understood that he's there to win, and probably more than ever. So for me, Arsenal goalkeeper until the game ends. When the game ends, if he wants to come to our dressing room, the door is open for him.
And after you mentioned the Community Shield, after that game, much was made about the fact you put yourself there to shake Arsene Wenger's hand. He chose to walk behind you and not shake your hand. Will you try and shake his hand before the game or after the game to just convey the consistent message from that game that you want to show the respect?
Look, I'm happy that you described exactly in the correct way what happened. So I don't think maybe it's the first time somebody does it. If it's not the first, it's the second. And that was exactly what I did. And I respond for my actions, and the others they respond for their actions, and I don't have any critic about that.
You keep trying though, Jose. You keep trying. You keep trying to shake it.
You know, I don't think it's important now, and I don't think tomorrow people is focused on that. I think people is focused on what happened on the pitch.
Jonathan?
Jose, you said that there are better faces around the training ground. How much do you think this current situation is down to that psychological side of it and maybe a fragile confidence?
I think in everything you do in life you need confidence to be better. And when in football you lose matches, you are affected. You can say no, but you are. Normally when bad results happen, the first thing that comes into your laptops, iPads and pens is to find a dramatic story. Somebody punched somebody in the dressing room. The manager doesn't want to speak with this guy. Diego Costa fought with John Terry, and before they start the fight, they brought a translator for them to understand each other in the fight, because Diego cannot speak English and John cannot speak Spanish, and they need a translator. They organize like the Far West duels. At this time we are going to fight, bring a translator to help us. Mourinho doesn't want to give a new contract to John and to Ivanovic. Mourinho instructs the scouts to find a right back urgently. You always go in this direction, which is funny. the other direction you don't go is the direction that is real. You lose matches, you are affected, you lose confidence, you don't want the ball, you are afraid of the ball, you fear the bad. The ball goes to your box and you think the worst. You are in front of the opponent goalkeeper and you are afraid to shoot. You are affected. Unless you are so strong that you cope with it. And the good thing against Maccabi was that you were speaking about a strong start. You were speaking about start confidently and try immediately to be in control. We do that. After 5 minutes, we have a penalty. We missed a penalty. And that moment for me was good. Was good because fantastic reaction. You know, miss the penalty, keep going, keep playing. And I think it's good. So for us, it's important that victory against Maccabi. I don't say that victory is what we need now to win 15 matches in a row. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's important for people to be a bit more relaxed, a bit more confident. To taste victory again is important.
One of those players who seemed really fresh and positive was Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Is there a temptation to play him, to start him again?
Yeah.
Will you?
I don't know.
Other players, John Terry, will he come back in?
He was in. No?
Will he start the game with him?
To start, I don't know. I'm not going to tell. I'm telling you that he was on the bench. He was a captain, even on the bench, and he's one of the good faces, because the victory influenced not just the ones that were on the pitch, influenced the whole group, and he's one of the faces that I like more yesterday and today than before.
Do you think you have a slight advantage over Arsenal, given they played on Wednesday night in Croatia? They've had a long journey back. They probably got back early Thursday morning. I know you've complained about that in the past.
You know, I complain, but I don't complain again, because we know that it's difficult to change. I don't think they will be affected, because half of the team didn't play, 25% of the team didn't travel, so I don't think it's going to make a difference. But just to give you one example, with matches being played Sunday, I think 2 or 3 matches are going to be Sunday. Chelsea, Arsenal, we played Wednesday. Why we don't play Sunday? But this is the old story, and I don't want to spend much time on it.
Can I just ask one more about your reaction? The FA are investigating what happened with the medical team. Just wondered what your reaction to that was.
No reaction.
Alison.
Jose, given where Chelsea are at the moment in the table, how difficult is it to truly believe that you are title challengers and to convey that to the players?
That's not the point. A game at a time. We have a match Saturday. We want to win. We are going to play to win. It doesn't matter where we are. It doesn't matter at all.
But you said before, it obviously affects the confidence of the group, and these are a group of players and yourself, they're not used to it.
Yeah, but the confidence cannot change the philosophy. The confidence that you lose with bad results cannot affect your desire for the next match. So the next match, if you think in the next match at one at a time, you can do that. So one match. Now is not the next one and the next one and the next one. Now is Arsenal. Arsenal tomorrow. Starts 12 something and finish 2 something. Just that. Nothing more.
Do you believe you've done everything in the same way? The training's been the same and you feel that the luck will just come? Or have you tried something different, sort of psychologically, perhaps off the pitch with the players?
No, the luck didn't come, because when minute 5 you miss a penalty, it doesn't mean luck is coming. When minute 20 you lose an important player, doesn't mean that luck is coming. a result come. I'm not saying luck is coming.
And just back on Arsene Wenger, I know that the press like to make a lot of it. Have you ever thought that it's time to just bury the hatchet, perhaps rise above it all?
I think it's time for not to speak about it.
Thank you.
Simon.
So speaking about the missed penalty, is Edin still the penalty taker?
Yes.
You talk about loss of confidence. Have you had to have a word with Edin at all? He just doesn't have quite the same confidence as he had last season.
You know, but he's the best player in England. So, as I was saying in the other day, it's not because Rooney doesn't score goals for 3 weeks that he's not a fantastic player. And Edin is the best player in this country, or playing in this country. So, it's not because a bad performance or penalty lost or not scoring goals for 3 or 4 weeks that is not the best player in this country. He's the best, and the best will be the best again. And I don't know if it is tomorrow, I don't know if it is next week, but in one of these days he's the man of the match.
And as far as John Terry goes, he played every minute of the league last season. He's obviously now a year older. Would he have to sort of rotate him a bit more? And
Look, I think you have to look to the situation like this, in my opinion. Last season he played every minute, but 2 seasons ago he didn't, and 3 seasons ago even less. So, what's the problem? You know, what's the problem? He's a player of my total confidence. I trust him as always, and he's one of my men. So because he's on the bench one game, or because I take him off at half time, nothing changed.
Matt.
Have you exchanged text messages with Steven Gerrard in the last couple of days?
No, I didn't.
You weren't tempted just to send him?
No. But I repeat what I told. I like him very much. I have a good relation with him. He does the job as a football player amazingly well. As a pundit, he told something that is not true. It's not true. I don't have any problem with any one of my players. You can try to find every answer for the bad results, but the bad relation between myself and one player, or even between the players, you can try to find any answer, but go for another one. Go for the tactical side of it. Go for my bad options. Go for my bad changes. Go for the weather. We don't like to play when it's sunny. Go for where you want to go. But problems between me and my players, I can promise you, 0.
And on Hazard, has he been pressing penalties in the last couple of days? The penalty he took on was more akin to something at Twickenham tonight.
Yeah, maybe it was an agreement he did with some sponsor to promote the Rugby World Cup. But he's the best penalty taker in this country too. I'm sorry to say that, but he's the best. So if he's the best, the ball is in the spot, he is my first option. If he decides not to go, he doesn't go, but my first option is always him. And we shouldn't worry too much about it, because you know that in the Premier League he doesn't have many chances to take penalties.
Okay, we've still got 3 or 4 who want to get questions in, so let's be quick. Wally, thank you.
Jose, a couple of weeks ago we asked you about FIFA possibly investigating Mohamed Salah's loan. There was a bit of a discrepancy. You said they should worry about their own problems in a roundabout way.
Do you see?
Do the recent problems
Do you see?
more?
Do you see?
I think that's the answer. Let's go. Ibrahim.
About the early kickoff, is that like you prefer this time to play such a big game, early kickoff, midday, or you prefer any other time?
Doesn't matter. But I like midday. Wake up, play, and go home. Done. I prefer that than be one day waiting, and play 9 p.m., 10 p.m. like I did in Spain, in Italy. I prefer to play early kickoff.
Yes.
Jose, bookies made Chelsea's chances to win the championship like 14-1. Do you think that your chances to retain the title are so slim?
I don't bet. No betting. No betting because I can't as a football professional, but no betting too because it's something that doesn't belong to my...
I'm talking about your...
Okay, I don't care about betting.
To win the championship.
We have big chances to win the game tomorrow.
Last question, yeah.
Jose, on Wednesday, talking about Hazard again, on Wednesday, especially him, he looked happier and seems thinking less when he gets the ball, what to do when Oscar's around him. And do you think, how do you rate Oscar's brilliance in the second row of your system? And if you ask Oscar one thing, what more do you want from him to contribute? Even though I know that he may be not fit enough to play tomorrow.
He works for Kia? No, Oscar is a good player, and when the team has the ball, especially when the team has the ball, is very important because he's creative, and when you play against defensive teams, you need that creation. You need somebody that can beat people one against one, that can associate with the other attacking players. So especially in these matches when you expect already the opponent to be with a defensive approach, is very good.